Today we're going to be talking about the Rhineland Arms 45 ACP Mauser conversion kit. We're going to be installing this today. I'm going to show you some of the basic pointers you want to look at in the way of installing it. Some of the items that you're going to need. You're going to need a Mauser action. Now I know what you're thinking, the barrel's already installed. I'm going to explain the installation of the barrel. It's really simple. This system here uses basically a Savage style lock ring arrangement, and it works pretty much the same exact way a Savage barrel is torqued down. Anyhow, you'll need an old Mauser action with a trigger, bolt stop. You'll need a Mauser bolt, complete, stock. You'll need a standard Mauser magazine assembly. You won't need the floor plate or the follower, just the assembly. And you'll need a stock, as you see in the background here. Now, this video is not necessarily about my exact project that I'm doing. This is more about just generically how to install this kit. When you order the kit, you're going to get the barrel with the lock ring. You're going to get the magazine conversion. You're going to get a replacement ejector, which is longer to accommodate the shorter 45 ACP cartridge. And you'll get 3 roll pins. You'll see what those are for in a moment. The instructions that are included with the unit are very easy to follow, but hopefully this video will allow me to put a little bit of this into more of a visual aspect for some of you that like to see things done in front of you. Now, they offer a few basic contours of barrels on these guns. They offer a military contour barrel, which you see here, that has the stepped contours in there for most military stocks. And they sell a sporter contour, which is just basically a straight sporter taper. Now, for the purposes of my project, we're going to be doing a little bit with this barrel at some point. We're going to be turning down a few of these contours, because what I've done, I'll showcase it a little bit later, but I'm basically doing a full length Mannlicher style stock. So in order for all of the bands and everything to line up the way I want, I'm going to need, and for the upper handguard I'm going to use, I'm going to need to turn down some of these contours. So, first I'll begin by talking about the way that this barrel is installed. It's extremely simple. You don't have to have any kind of special tools. Alright, all you want to do is separate your Mauser bolt to just the bolt body and ejector. All you're going to do is you're going to use your go gauge, which is essentially going to be a gauge that is set up exactly to the standard factory 45 ACP projectile, or round, I should say, cartridge. You'll close the bolt on the gauge, and what you'll do is you'll screw the barrel in until it contacts the mouth of the casing. Alright? After you've done that, what you'll do is you'll back it off about 1/8 of a turn, take the go gauge out, put your field gauge 45 ACP in there, close it on the field gauge, and the bolt should not close on a field gauge. Don't worry about a no-go, just worry about the field. It's just a pistol cartridge, and the 45 ACP is lower pressure. A Mauser action can take a whole lot of pressure, so we're not really worried a whole lot about the no-go. Just make sure it doesn't close on a field. Now I've already done that. Once you accomplish that, all you're going to do is take a spanner wrench and lock down your lock ring, and that's it. That's all you have to worry about. From here, what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit of inletting on the stock, which I'll show you here in just a moment, and then we'll move on to actually putting the magazine components together. Very simple conversion, very easy to mess with, requires very little hand tools and very little knowledge of guns. Now that we have the barrel on and the index nut installed and indexed the way we want it, what we got to worry about now is inletting the stock. The standard military barrel channel, hopefully you can see in the camera, has a cut for the receiver. If you look at the size of the actual barrel nut, it's just slightly smaller than the outer diameter of the receiver. So basically we have to inlet this forward area that I've started here to match the contour of pretty much the receiver itself. And what I will likely end up doing, I might go ahead and glass bed everything in once it's all said and done. So I'm just going to show a little bit of that process. There's really not much to it.